I got another one for you today. That's more of a rant or observations. I have to. It's a little something that a thread that came up on the airgunnation.com about the state of YouTube affairs and how other people, not necessarily YouTubers, on YouTube, treat YouTubers and replies they make, and some of them more like trolling, not just criticism, it's more like just being mean. Besides being a popularity contest with how good people look and on screen, and whether they be pretty girls or some guy that's considered to be handsome or whatever. Looks are shallow, and no, that's not just something ugly people say. I was a young man once, tall, skinny kid, half inch shy, 6 foot, broad shoulders, and 27-inch waist. You wouldn't know that to look at me now. I'm not even a shadow of my former self. But on the other hand, I'm over 62. What's your excuse? Huh? Why do some of you insist on being insulting and criticizing so bitterly? I mean, it follows the old saying I used to hear from the old timers: those who can't do, teach. Well, I can do, have done, and still teach. I sort of like it, showing you guys how to do certain things and my opinions on pellets and stuff from chronograph reports and factual information, etc. So anyway, I printed out my reply. I put forth on airgunnation.com. Thought I'd just read that off to it. But you can see it's a little too much to try to remember. So here goes. Well, from what I've read of the most watched, it's still a popularity contest. Not to mention a young man's game. That is true. They didn't come up with all this digital stuff and get it down where people like me could afford it until I'm already 50 plus, and that was 12 years ago. When I retired after 31 years. I've been doing YouTube videos for some 9 years now, and that includes Airgun Fan, Airgun Shooter, Brew Vision, Tuner Vision, ad infinitum. For 9 years now, and have to fight for every view I get. And I was given things twice so far. A rusty 760D Pump Master from moderator Jeff on gatewaytoairguns.org. Thanks, Jeff. I love when somebody goes out junking and pulls something out of the trash, and then I wind up with it and turn trash into treasure. That's the fun part. And it shoots really good too. He's a good guy. That rusty rifle now looks and works beautiful. And the 760 Variant 4, built January '77, given to me by Donnie Reed of All Things Air Guns. So, good job, Donnie. Thank you for that. Cleaned up nice, and now sports a period correct Weaver V22A so-called Dual X scope. I bought at a store called Clarkins in Elyria that was closing in the 70s for $27, tax and all, out the door. Those pencil scopes, like 3 to 6 by 18 millimeter. And that's where what they call a Plex reticle now comes from, by the way. It was called a Dual X by Weaver in those days. Back about the same time, I almost bought the Redfield wide field, which is the same size as the Weaver Dual X V22A, but the top and bottom of the circle is cut off and wide so far as it looked to you. Your view is shaped like some of the old black and white TV tubes in the TVs from the 50s. That's the best way I can describe it. I've only seen it once. I've only seen one guy on the Facebook airgun pages that's got one of those wide fields. only one left in existence that I've seen since they were being sold new, and sometime in the 70s, I forget what year it was. Mid to late 70s, I think. Yeah, it was late 70s because I was being shown the movie, but that's what it was. Okay, so, oh, and no, you absolutely cannot describe a full restoration with one pic and a couple paragraphs. One commenter on Airgun Nation said it. And if somebody really knows what understands intimately the details of what you're talking about, then yeah, you might get away with that, but no. Somebody that does it, that you're trying to teach show how easy it is to do these things, is going to need more pictures and more explanations step by step. That's just the way it is. So if you think it can be done, you're welcome to try in a way the average air gunner will easily understand. Have fun with that one. And not to mention being old, partly crippled, and thus overweight. I mean, you look at this, okay, this isn't me, really. Not traditionally. But on occasion, some have made mention of these things in my video comments, and that's few and far between, by the way. People that don't watch all my videos and don't know the reasons why I look like this, besides being old. I say listen to the mind and never mind what they look like. That's the popularity contest part I really think is totally petty and immature. And I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm not calling you names really, I'm just telling you how it is from my point of view, or somebody like me. We weren't always this way. In other words, I've been around, you know. I know a few things, and I'm always open to learn more. I hate it when those that can't afford the best rifles and support equipment, that can afford the best rifles and support equipment, the high-end gunsmithing tools and such, berating me for daring to work on fine air rifles with crap tools. My tools are not crap, they're good quality, and I'm careful when applying my trade/hobby with them and get good results. So use decent tools, middle of the road is fine. You just gotta be good at using them. How well you use them is everything. You can have the best tools in the world and do a shit job. Period. End of sentence. I think they're getting upset because of that very thing. I could do as much or more with less. Necessity is indeed the mother of all invention. And yes, if I can ever get another vehicle that passes E-check in the bloody state or part of the state, depends on where you're at. It really does. I and my youngest son would do hunting and other shooting videos out of doors. I miss that terribly. I miss that something awful. I miss being afield, as they say. And many of you aren't old enough to have these problems of the working life that tends to create them. In other words, heavy duty, blue collar. You know what I'm saying? Just because I can't climb a mountain with a rifle and a field pack on my back now does not mean I don't have experience with these things from my younger days, or our younger days as collective or time generation. We are your elders and deserve some modicum of respect for making it this far and raising you all. Besides being your grandparents or whatever like that, in a broader sense. Besides all the wisdom from memories we love to pass on, and this, by the way, is important to us as said elders. That's how we pass on knowledge, is through practical experience. And getting down to it, I'm also a little miffed about some folks I've helped give a leg up to this airgun video scene that now don't remember I even exist. Don't forget those that helped you on your way up, because when you're on the way down the hill again, we might just decide to step out of the way. So once again, that's my 2 cents worth. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's the name of that one. Also, I like Donnie Reed's latest video where he's talking about safety and everything. That is paramount. That I don't totally agree with his views on what's on the backdrop behind what you're shooting at. Yes, aim small, miss small. Okay, no, that's, I agree with that completely. But make sure, say you're shooting at a deer at 100, maybe 100 yards tops, especially in the Great Lakes hardwood forest around here, you know, 40 yards is going to be about tops on average. Make sure that there's not somebody standing some distance behind, say, a deer you're going to shoot at, and in relation to the point you're aiming at and all of that. Or hide behind a tree, that this tree, it might go through the tree if you're using a 30-06 and it's 30 yards away or whatever, you know. So you do have to be aware of your backstop. That's just, to me, was common sense. Besides the fact that here in Ohio, anyway, when you go through that hunter's safety course, that's one of the things that you're going to fail if you don't know the right answer. Because they teach you all kind of things, and there's discussion and back and forth talking before you actually take the test to get the plastic card. As a matter of fact, let me see. I think there's some, I don't know where. But that's my only point of contention. Everything else I agree with. Just be aware of your surroundings and aim small, miss small. That's the best general point of advice I could give. Besides keeping your weapon clean and practice shooting with the rifle type of pellets and ranges you're going to be shooting at. So you zero the thing in so you can accomplish that aim small and miss small. And try not to be overly critical of people. And never mind what they look like. Listen to what they have to say. Because like Jimi Hendrix said once, you can learn something from everybody. So that's my sermon for today. Go in peace.